We are going to be going over 26 Kindle Unlimited books that I want to read in 2026. So we're just going to dive right into it. Some of these I have no clue what they're about, so we're going to figure that out together. And then some of them I do know what they're about, but instead of reading the whole synopsis or me struggling to explain what they're about, I'm just going to, on Amazon, if you scroll down, you type in the book and then you scroll down on the page, it has this little thing like, what's it about? I'm just going to read you that little thing that Amazon shares. I've had Kindle Unlimited on and off for, well, since I got my first Kindle in 2020, and I'm obsessed. I love Kindle Unlimited. I think it's great. So if you've read any of these and or if you have any recommendations, let me know. I love adding books to the TBR and trying out new books as well. So I have my computer pulled up, I have my list pulled up and Amazon pulled up on my laptop. So we're gonna dive right into it. Okay, so the first one is Savor It by Tarah DeWitt. I'm pretty sure I saw Sarah Caroli read this and a couple other booktubers. Either that or I've seen it on like Instagram or TikTok. But I was actually on Amazon making this list and I saw that this author was coming out with a new book. I was intrigued. So I clicked on it and I was reading what it was about. Apparently it's about this girl, and don't quote me on this, but it's about this girl whose best friend passes away and she has her eggs and she ends up having her child or child's or something like that. I'm not really sure. I was looking at it and it said book 4 out of 4. And then I realized it's actually a part of this series. It comes out soon. I'll have it popped up on the screen, I'm sure. But I realized I have all 3 other books, like the 3 previous books on this list. So thought it'd be fun to get into her book. So Savor It, it says what it's about: a spicy small town romance where a heartbroken hobby farmer and a grieving chef team up for a summer competition, finding healing and love along the way. That sounds really interesting, and I think it'd be fun to get into the series. I just finished In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. It's the 4th and last book in the Rome, Kentucky series. Breaks my heart. I'm so sad about it, actually. But with this series, I wonder if it's like interconnected, like they follow like the same character throughout each 4 of the books, or I guess I kind of just answered my question. I don't know. Long story short, I wonder if it follows like different characters throughout each of the books. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the next one is Left Her Forever, and this one is, it says a divorced couple embarks on a road trip to rekindle their relationship, navigating the stunning California coastline and confronting past wounds in a heartfelt journey of love, forgiveness, and self-discovery. Anything with warm weather, California, beach vibes, which I don't know if this has beach vibes, but I'm assuming at least we're gonna get some warm weather, I'd hope, since it being in California. I'm freezing over here and I really need some warm weather. The next one is Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. This one actually comes out May 19th, 2026. And is this the same author of, what is that really popular, Reckless? Is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure if that's the cowboy romance I'm thinking of, it's written by this author. And if it is, I've read about 75% through and I ended up putting that down and I never finished it. So I definitely want to film like a reading vlog where I finish books I'm in the middle of, because I just think that'd be so fun and it would also help me like finish books that I need to read. But I think I was like in a reading slump or something and I just put it down and I never picked it back up. Since I can't find the little thing where it says this is what this book is about from Amazon, I'm just going to read you like the little blurb, and it says, from the #1 New York Times bestselling author Elsie Silver comes a small town forbidden rivals to lovers romance, the first book in a brand new Western romance series, Emerald Lake. And I'm obsessed with this cover. I love this cover so much. This one is a duology, so I'm just gonna give you both of them because they're both on my list. I don't know if the second one, if I put it on this list or not, but it's still on there even if I didn't write it down. It's One Dark Window. This book is so popular and I've seen so many people rave about it. I'm so excited. I bought it when, I want to say when it first came out, like a year or 2 ago. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. I have it in paperback, but now it's on Kindle Unlimited, or it's always been on Kindle Unlimited. And this one says, a maiden harboring a dark spirit must embark on a perilous quest to save her kingdom from sinister magic while battling her own inner demons. I did start this one when I first got it, and I must have been in a reading slump. I'm a huge mood reader. I'll just put a book down if I'm not like jiving at the moment, and then I'll pick it back up and binge it, usually is what happens. I think this one is like she has a sickness. It like lives in her head and it speaks to her. That's all I know about the book. And that sounds so interesting to me. So the series is called The Shepherd King, and the second one is Two Twisted Crowns. And I wonder if she's ever going to come out with another one in this series, or if it's over. But this one, well, actually, I'm not going to read what this one's about because I don't want to spoil it for myself. It's the second one. Okay, I'm glad I caught that. The next one is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah Parker. And this one says, an assassin and a king cross paths in a high security prison, uncovering echoes of a shared past and a love transcends time. This one is a chunky book. It's like 500, it says 576 pages, and I've seen it in Barnes before, and it's huge. But it looks like there's two in the series now. The second one comes out in May 19th, 2026. So that would actually be a good one for us to read because the new one's coming out soon. The next one is an extremely popular one, and I wasn't going to include it because I wanted to pick most of the books I intentionally picked because one, I obviously want to read them, two, they've been on my list for a while and or I just found them recently, or three, because I didn't want to just do like super popular Kindle Unlimited books. I wanted to find ones that I hadn't seen too much about, if at all. But it's contradicting because the next one I'm about to say is extremely popular. It's Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I bought this book a while ago. I have the hardback version, and I think at one point when I bought that, it wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, but now that it is, or maybe it was always and I just didn't know. Either way, I want to read it so bad. I know it's like a full-on series. It says 3 books. Is that all of them? So Powerless, Reckless, and Fearless. Isn't there like a what is it? Like a short one in between or something? Maybe it's all 3, I'm not sure. But anyways, I really want to get into that series because I've heard so many incredible things about it. So I definitely want to read this book. So this book is it's a young adult fantasy about a forbidden romance between a powerful prince and an ordinary girl in a kingdom where being ordinary is a crime. I don't really read too many YA books. This one I'm excited to read about because I just see everybody loves this series and I have FOMO. It's a real thing. I have FOMO. The next one is Bourbon and Lies. I have no clue what this one is about, but I saw it and I was like, okay, we'll look into it. So it says, in Fiasco, Kentucky, there is one rule: never fall for a fox brother. Any woman who did ended up dead, or so the rumor goes. Townies call it a curse, but I've lived it and I won't survive it again. Like what? That sounds so interesting to me. So I'm going to try that one. And apparently, now that I'm looking at it, there's 3 books in the series. So that's interesting. So hopefully I end up really liking it. And it does have really good reviews. It's 4.3 with 20,000 reviews. And I don't think I've seen anybody talk about this on like my social media. So that'll be fun to give it a try. Okay, so the next one is An Academic Affair. I love this cover. I love it so much. I love the pink and the purple color. I don't know, it just does something to my brain. This one says, a charming new romance about 2 English professors who embark on a fake relationship only to discover that it may be harder to pretend than they realized. I'm excited for that one. I think it sounded good. Okay, so Hollow by Caroline Peckham and Susanne Valenti or Valentini. I need to Google how to pronounce that. I'm actually in the middle of reading Zodiac Academy, which is by these authors. Guys, I am obsessed. I am obsessed with that series. I have never read anything like that before at all. And I binged the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and now I'm on Faded Thrones, which I think is the 5th one. And I'm about halfway through, like a little bit more than halfway through. And I needed kind of a break, just like to relax and have a detox for my emotions. And so I haven't picked it back up in a while. It's been like probably 2 months, but I'm loving it. And since I like their writing so much and their stories, I want to read this one. I want to say this one came out recently, but I could be wrong. Okay, so there's no like what's this about on Amazon's website, so I'm just going to read you like a little thing that they have under the synopsis. It says, Hollow is a dark romantasy from the best-selling authors of Zodiac Academy. It is a heady cocktail of summoners, seduction, and spirits, set to get your heart racing and feet kicking. There will be a ruinous, black-hearted love interest, a rebellious, ruthless FMC, plot twists, cliffhangers, dark humor, and a healthy seasoning of make-you-blush spice. It is not for the faint of the heart. All those who enter the forest are bound by its terms. Will you walk willingly into the dark? Please twist my arm. Okay, I'm there. Like what? That sounds so good. The next one is Bound by Sable Sorensen. I've seen so many people talk about this one on Instagram. So it says Fourth Wing, which I haven't read, meets The Hunger Games, which I haven't read, so we're off to a great start. Meets The Hunger Games in this spicy, page-turning romantasy where humans and dire wolves forge unbreakable bonds and fight for survival at all costs. I need to read The Hunger Games. And it also says, like, what's this about? It says a common girl joins deadly bonding trials to save her kidnapped sister, facing brutal competition, training with a feral direwolf, and catching dangerous royal attention. Sounds like a very high stakes fantasy, and I am so here for it. Okay, the next one is, you've definitely probably heard of this one because they just came out with a show on Netflix called His and Hers by Alice Feeney, and I want to read this one and Housemaid, spoiler alert, that's also on this list, because The Housemaid just came out with a movie and I want to watch that, and apparently you can rent it at home now, which is really cool. And then His and Hers by Alice Feeney is on Netflix, which I also want to watch. Okay, so this one, it says, in a British village murder case, newsreader Anna Andrews and detective Jack Harper become entangled as both suspect and investigator while deadly secrets threaten to survive. And if you've read or watched the show or read the movie or read the book, let me know. Okay, the next one is The Housemaid. And also too, I don't really read or watch scary things. I'm like the biggest chicken in the world. I like it. I like getting scared, but at the same time, I don't like getting scared. I think I just like pretending I like getting scared. I've always been like that. Like if there's something scary on the TV, I'm like watching it like this, you know? So The Housemaid by Freida McFadden just came out with the movie, like I was just saying. It says a woman takes a job as a maid in a wealthy family's home, but soon finds herself entangled in their dark secrets and dangerous games. And like, sign me up. I did read the prologue in this recently and a little bit of chapter 1, and I put it down because, again, I'm a chicken. And I was like, no, I need something fluffy. So I switched it up a little, but I definitely want to do a reading vlog where I read scary books. Okay, the next one is The Silversmith by L.J. Claren. I think this one just came out, and this one I saw as a sponsored post on Instagram, and it was one of the posts where it's like a book, and then it says like, it has little arrows, and it says like morally gray FMC or like whatever. It has it all around the pages, or the book. And it sounded really good. And so I followed the author and I downloaded this book, but I have yet to start it. But it's called The Silversmith. And it says that this one is about, it says, in a fantasy realm, Ari Gold must marry a commander and train as a warrior to fight an ancient shadow welder while wrestling with forbidden feelings for her mysterious trainer. So that'll be fun to read. Okay, the next one is A New Leaf. I've actually had this one downloaded on my Kindle for a long time, and I just never, I borrowed it April 12th, 2025. It's still on my Kindle and I still have yet to read it. And I love the cover. It's by Sam Wilde. This one is about, it says, after inheriting a plant store, Grumpy Charlie meets charming Fenn when his dog crashes into the shop, sparking an unexpected romance about second chances and personal growth. That's so cute. Like a plant shop, are you kidding? Even though I feel like I can't keep plants alive to save my life, unfortunately, at least where I'm at in my life right now. That's why we got the fake one back there. Cowboy Casual. I actually saw somebody post about this earlier on Instagram. I'm obsessed with this cover. The colors of it, like the contrast, the pinks, the purples. It scratches an itch in my head. I love it. I'm just going to read you the little bold part. It says, Blair Monroe is the only woman I've ever loved and the only one I've ever let break my heart. And it says it's been 10 years since she ran away from the town, chasing a life, blah, blah, blah. He's the cowboy next door. The cowboy romance, you know. Okay, so definitely want to get to that one. And it's a sign because, like I said, I saw somebody talking about it earlier, so I want to read it. So this one is Drawn Together by Julianna Smith. And this one is, it doesn't say what it's about either, and I don't want to read the whole synopsis. So it just says, rival children's book author and illustrator become reluctant friends over their mutual need to advance in their careers in this heartwarming, character-driven, slow burn rom-com set in NYC. I love any book, and I'm sure I sound like everybody when I say this because I'm speaking for everybody. Not really, but I love the fall time. I used to love the winter time, I still do, but I'm actually freezing, so I'm ready for ready for fall and spring and summer. But anyways, fall and New York, sign me up. I've never been to New York, but I feel like I have been just because I've read so many books that take place there. Wilde Reverence by Rebecca Ross actually just came out recently, and I had pre-ordered it. Yeah, purchased on September 1st, and I still have yet to read it. I haven't read Divine Rivals either. Let me know if I should read that one. I know that one's a YA, and I think they like write letters to each other or something. I remember when that one took off and I wanted to read it so bad, but I think I was just really busy and I had so many other books I wanted to read before that one. And I don't think I own that one, but it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm pretty sure it's on Kindle Unlimited. I actually don't know. This one is though. This one doesn't have like what it's about. So it just says set in the world of the gods first introduced in Divine Rivals. Ooh. So maybe I need to read Divine Rivals. Let me know if I need to read Divine Rivals. And then it says delivers a sweeping, beautiful adult novel filled with tension, romance, and dark secrets. Definitely let me know if I need to read Divine Rivals. And I forgot what the second one is called. Divine Rivals, and I actually don't remember. So we're just going to keep going with this. Okay, so I've never read a dark romance book, and I'm pretty sure this is a dark romance book. I've never read one. And I follow a lot of girlies who read them and they're like, wait, no, you need to read a dark romance. And I'm like, I just still haven't gotten around to it. So the Book of Azrael, I think is how you pronounce it, by Amber V. Nicole. I have seen so many people rave about this book, and I have FOMO once again. It says, what is this about? In this book talk sensation, Diana serves a monster while hunting a relic from Samkiel, the world Ender. Together, these enemies must overcome their hatred to save the worlds. In the pictures of the characters, okay, I love this. So that's on the list. And then we have Wayward, which I actually own a physical copy paperback. I bought this a long time ago, a couple years ago, and I just never got around to reading it. I know it's like gothic, which I've never read a gothic book before. It is about witches, and that's really cool to me. So Wayward by Amelia Hart, beautiful name. Like, what? That's your name? How pretty is that? So this one is about 3 extraordinary women across 5 centuries. Katie, Althea, and Violet discovered their connection to witchcraft and natural magic while confronting personal struggles and societal constraints. And I just think that's cool. Okay, the other one, I had to add this because I have seen this everywhere on Instagram and TikTok, which, by the way, if you want to check out my Instagram or TikTok, I do have it down below in the description box. I'm just saying, no pressure. Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I have seen so many people talk about this, and I think this is a dark romance as well. It says a dark atmospheric tale of deadly secrets and forbidden love. And then this one is about a dark academia gothic romance about a young woman who attends a prestigious university to find a cure for her mother's illness and becomes entangled in a web of secrets and forbidden love with her enigmatic professor. So that's giving me like Darcy and Professor Orion vibes. I'm just saying. Zodiac Academy, what? Okay, so let's keep going. So then I have The Slow Burn by Ali Rosen. I feel like maybe I should have categorized these, but I was lazy and I was just like doing important research. Okay, so The Slow Burn, like I said, by Ali Rosen. I think this cover is so cute. I love the colors. I'm like a sucker for like sunset colors. This one says, from the best-selling author of Unlikely Story comes a warm, witty novel about a chef whose unexpected summer in Italy turns messier and richer than any recipe she ever would have planned. I just thought that sounded so cute because I've never been to Italy. I may never even make it to Italy, but by reading this, hopefully I will feel like I've been to Italy. And like a chef in Italy, I love cooking. I'm actually obsessed with cooking. Thankfully, I've gotten better at cooking over the years because it's been a rough journey to get here. And I feel confident in my cooking now. So I think reading about chefs or like following chefs is so fun to me. I'm just, oh, I love it. Okay, I only have a couple more. So then I have One Night Only by Catherine Welsh. And let me just say, or Walsh, I mean, I read a Christmas book by this author, Holiday Romance. Loved it so much. I was in such a big reading slump. Oh, God, I was freezing that winter. It was just so cold. It was lasting forever. And I just saw it on my homepage and then I read it, fell in love with it, and I just felt so cool. I was like, wait, I just found the coolest, cutest Christmas book ever. It was so sweet. I highly recommend that book, side note, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. But the same author wrote this one called One Night Only, and it says an absolutely hilarious and uplifting romantic comedy. And then it says, this one is about Sarah encounters her one-night stand, Declan, at an Irish wedding where she's the maid of honor and he's the groom's brother, leading to embarrassing moments and unexpected feelings. The next one is Book of Night by Holly Black. There's a popular book by this author, and I can't remember it. Oh, The Cruel Prince. I've never read that trilogy, and it's been on my TBR basically since 2020 or whenever it became super popular and I first heard about it, but I just never got around to reading it. A modern dark fantasy of betrayals, secret societies, and a desolate thief of shadows in this vein of Naomi Novik and Erin Morgenstern. I don't know. It sounded really interesting, and I've been wanting to read by that author for a long time. The third from last book is Cash. I've seen this one everywhere, and I'm not like super big into the cowboy romances, but as you've seen, I do have a couple on this list. This is also a cowboy romance, and I just thought it'd be interesting to give it a try. This one is about a city girl, Molly, inherits a Texas ranch, but must manage it for a year, clashing with the grumpy foreman, Cash Rivers, and spicy enemies to lover, cowboy romance. And it also does say why you'd like it. It's similar to If It Makes You Happy. I loved that one. I loved that one so much. If you haven't read If It Makes You Happy, definitely, I highly recommend it. It's a little bit of a longer romance. I think it's like 430, give or take something pages. I'm obsessed with it. I loved it so much. It takes place in the fall time and you get a little bit of the winter time as well. Adorable. I really loved that one. This one is a very popular one. I've seen this one on social media quite a bit. And I read, oh my gosh, it's a blue book. I can't remember the name of it, by Lucy Score, but I'll pop it up on the screen. And I really enjoyed that. I do remember the character's name, like the male main character is Knox or something. But this one is called Maggie Moves On. I thought it sounded interesting. It says a house-flipping YouTube star and a charming shirtless landscaper unexpectedly find themselves in a steamy summer fling that challenges her nomadic lifestyle. And I just thought that was cool because one, she's a YouTuber, so I thought that would be interesting to read the perspective of that, and like a house flipper. I love that kind of stuff, and I love Lucy Score. I just think she's adorable and she's so sweet. Okay, and then Powerless. So I kind of went out of order with these, but those are the 26 Kindle Unlimited books. I thought I had more to read, like one or two more, but apparently I guess I don't. But yeah, so those are the 26 Kindle Unlimited books that I want to read in 2026. If you have any recommendations or anything on your TBR, or if you've read any of these, definitely let me know. I'm always so curious and I love chatting with you guys. If you've made it to the end of the video, comment the red car emoji so I know. Just thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. If you enjoy videos like this and reading vlogs, cooking, and just vloggy stuff, lifestyle stuff, book stuff, definitely consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.